Hi everyone and welcome back, or maybe it's me who's welcome back. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching my videos and for all your really lovely comments. They really make me so happy and I'm glad that we have some sort of exchange here. So thank you for that. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. As you can see, it's another what I ate in a day. And I started doing this sort of series at the beginning of the month, and I'm going to continue with one what I eat in a day per week for the rest of January, and then we'll see after that. And what I have been doing with these videos is talking about a specific subject that could be useful to someone who's starting with a vegan diet or who's more interested in plant-based foods and living a more vegan lifestyle. So the first week I talked about some vegan beginner tips, and last week I spoke about tips for going out as a vegan or being on the go. And this week I'd like to speak about some of my kitchen staples, so food staples, things that I always keep at home to make sure I'm backed up food-wise. And the first thing I'd like to say is that I am interested in whole foods. So I eat a whole foods plant-based diet, more or less. Of course, I cheat sometimes and I have some processed foods here and there. I don't believe in completely restricting yourself to things that don't make you happy. So I do that, but yeah, what I'm going to be showing you is plant-based whole foods. And the first thing I always keep at home is grains. Grains are great as a base for most meals, I think. For salads, they're great, and if you're eating a stew, it's great to have a grain with your stew, or even with a soup, or sometimes you can just eat grains, like rice. It's really tasty. So yeah, and also for breakfast, oatmeal, and you can make polenta, or yeah, bread is made from grains as well. So yeah, grains is the first thing on my sort of keeping my home stocked list. And the second thing is legumes. And legumes are sort of the most common source of plant-based protein. And I like to keep both dried legumes, like dried chickpeas, dried beans, dried lentils at home, but also canned or cartoned ones, so that if I'm in a pinch, I'll grab those cartoned or canned ones so I can whip something up quick. Or if I have more time and I come more prepared, then I take the dried ones. And legumes are really great also in salads. They are really great in stews, in soups, in chili, and you can also use them to make hummus and other bean dips. What else? Lentil soup. Yeah, the list goes on and on. Legumes are really versatile, just like most of the things on my sort of stock your home list, I guess. So yeah, legumes are the second thing. And then that takes us on to the third thing I would like to speak about, and that's vegetables. Vegetables are probably the thing that we eat the most in my household, and there's such a huge variety of them, which I think is so exciting. Maybe that's a bit dorky of me, but hey, that's who I am, I guess. And now it's winter here in Sweden, so we're mainly eating root vegetables, but in the summer we like to get more, tomato, zucchini, cucumber, but we always keep onion and garlic at home. I think they're a really great base for making any type of food you like to bring flavor. And yeah, so right now we're into beetroot, pumpkins, carrots, always carrots, potatoes. We live in Sweden, so there's not much that grows here, but one thing that's really great is that kale is one thing that actually grows here in winter. So we're eating a lot of kale, as you just saw, for our lunch. And otherwise, we also try to eat a lot of greens like broccoli, spinach, other leafy greens. We can't really get so many dark leafy greens here in Sweden for some reason. It's sort of kale and that's it. But we like chard. And yeah, if we could get it, I would love to try collard greens, but I haven't had the pleasure yet. Maybe you can tell me what they're like. And the fourth thing is fruit. Fruit is a great natural sweetener and It's a great snack. I love to have it with my breakfast, on top of my porridge or inside my porridge, and dried fruit as well, which is something that is always available. And I guess it doesn't really matter if something is in season or not when it's dried, but it has a lot of sugar in it, so I guess we shouldn't eat as much of that as we maybe do of fresh fruit. But I love raisins in my porridge in the morning, or some dried apricots. And yeah, right now, as I said, it's winter, so we mainly have apples, but apples are really great, so I don't mind. I like eating them raw as they are. I love them in crumble. As I said, I love them in my morning grains. Yeah, they're really good dipped into nut butter, which brings me on to my 5th whole food on the list, which is nuts and seeds. And nuts and seeds are very sort of dense, I guess, so I anyway eat much less of that than, for example, grains, beans, and vegetables. But I love nuts just as a snack on its own. I like to roast them with some spices. I enjoy them also in salads, toasted seeds on, like a stir fry or something like that. But also nut and seed butters are really great for your morning toast, or also to make dressings. Tahini, for example, is, like you saw as well in the lunch, is really great for making salad dressings or sauces. And yeah, nuts and seeds are really great. You can even make your own cream from cashews. I'll link that below. I usually make a vanilla kind of custardy creamy sauce for desserts. And yeah, they are very versatile as well. Like I said, most of these things are. You can make so many things from these items. You just have to be a little bit creative and browse the internet. And the last sort of point on my list is spices and herbs. And I always keep a lot of spices at home. I know so many people who say that, vegan food is so boring and bland, but I don't think that they have explored the spices that are available to us. We're very lucky today that we have such a big variety of spices available in the supermarket. And some of my favorites are smoked paprika. It brings such a nice and earthy, smoky flavor. And obviously always keep salt and pepper at home. I love Herbamar's herbal salt, or just sea salt. What else? Yeah, we always keep ginger at home, fresh ginger, and sometimes also fresh turmeric. We put them in, or make our own teas from them, or ginger is really great also in stir fries and other Asian inspired dishes. Chilies are really yummy and make things nice and hot. And what else? Yeah, herbs. I love fresh herbs, but it's a little bit harder in winter here to keep them alive, I find. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, I'm not quite sure. But we love fresh herbs, but in winter I like to buy them dried or frozen. They still bring a lot of flavor, but it's cheaper and easier to handle, like I said. And yeah, I guess those are my sort of 6 things that I always keep at home. And other than that, there's a sort of, I guess, randoms category to this. I like to keep coconut milk at home, both for soups and stews, or curries, but also for whipping up for desserts. And I always keep nutritional yeast at home, which is a great sort of cheesy flavor enhancer, I guess we could call it. And it often comes fortified with B12. So it's really great for vegans to add to their food. Just sprinkle it on top, or place it in your soup, or yeah, blend it into your hummus. And what else goes in random? I guess those are my 2 things that I can think of just at the top of my head. But yeah, I hope this was helpful to you. And again, I'd like to say many thanks for leaving me so many comments. And if you have any suggestions or requests, you're always welcome to ask me or, let me know. It's really nice to hear from you. And now I think I have to get back to this, what I eat in a day, because this video is going to be really long.